Let's have some fun. Yeah. One Swayze. Believe in yourself. Hey, they said it wouldn't go like this. I ain't even think it was gonna go like this. Stay true.
What's going on, everybody? YL from RebelEars.com here again. And today, I just want to give you guys a little game on what made me kind of take the journey I'm taking, right? I went to school. All of the instructors were professional audio engineers. They had the plaques, they had the accolades. They had the years and years of decades put into the craft and into the industry. But they all had something in common that didn't sit right with me. And it was they would all tell, their success stories on how, they might have interned for 2 to 3, 4 years before they got their big break. The different things that they had to go through, the different situations where they didn't get credits, they didn't get payment, just a lot of, trials and tribulations that they went through trying to go into the industry like most people go into it. Most people, they learn what they need to learn. They go intern, and then from intern, you go assistant engineer, and then you work your way up. Usually, somebody might go actually work for a studio for years, and that's how they are able to get their credits and clients. I already had a family, so it was kind of important for me to get in and start working. Right, I really didn't have time to give a studio 2 to 3 years before I got my big break. I did intern for about maybe 2 months. Uh, I interned for maybe 2 months, and I just stopped doing it because I was working night shift on the internship. The owners of the studio, they weren't there at nighttime, so it's like nobody's here to actually shape my skills. So what I did, I just stopped interning. I had already had my clientele. When I started interning, I was already bringing my clientele to the studio. So, I was a little discouraged. Can't lie about that. The internship, it just wasn't working, but shout out, to those guys. I still have a great relationship with that studio. But it just didn't work for me. It might work for you. That way might work for you. But if you are looking to become a freelance audio engineer like myself and become successful and consistent with this craft, then, maybe my story can help you. So long story short, I stopped interning. I just kept bringing my clients to the studio, right? And I'm going to tell you something. When you're a freelance engineer, you are a business. You have to promote yourself as a business. So, what kind of deals can we put in play for me to still be able to get what I want, the studio get what they want, and the client is not being overcharged or they're not being charged an arm and a leg. Like I said, I've been rocking with those guys for about 6 years now, with a couple other studios as well. But the main thing I did when I stopped interning, I understood that it's all on me. Nobody's going to call me and say, hey, Lee, I got a session for you. No engineer's going to call me and say, hey, man, I need help mixing. You want to come to the studio with me? It's all on me now. But at the same time, I was able to build a business relationship. Instead of building a working relationship with the studio, I was able to build a business relationship with the studio because I am myself. I am a business. So business to business, this is how we can help each other. Right? So that was major for me. And I do want to pinpoint, if you are an audio engineer, if you don't have your own studio, a lot of us might not have our own studios. A lot of us might not, have a whole lot of equipment. Over the years, I've built my inventory to where I'm able to kind of work remotely and work the way I want to. But starting out, I didn't have a lot of equipment. I didn't have a lot of plugins. I literally had to go to the studio to get the best quality that I can get. And the thing that is major, and I think this might help you guys, because it helped me, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. I really built relationships with studio owners. That's the main thing I did, because what that does is, first of all, it allows you a home to work out of. When you build a relationship with the owner of the studio, right? When you build a relationship with the owner of the studio, it allows you not really special treatment, but it allows you to negotiate business to business, right? So when I'm booking and I'm doing these different things, I'm talking to owners. I'm not booking through interns. I'm not booking through staff. I call the owners. I send my deposits in, I send it to the owner because I'm a business, you're a business, and we're doing business to business transactions. So that was something major. That's something I think that will help you guys. Find someone, if you don't have your own just studio, right? And when I mean studio, no offense, but I don't mean, you're set up in your basement or you set up in your apartment and you're calling it a studio. No, I mean a real deal studio, because what happens is, as an audio engineer, you never know when your clientele is going to grow. You never know. The only thing you can do is continue to grow your craft and your quality. If you don't build those relationships with those engineers and those owners of studios, when you get that phone call that you've been waiting on for 2 years, where are you going to take that artist? Right? How are you going to be, how are you able to provide them somewhere to work? So that's something major for me. And that has been something huge in my career. Just being able to build relationships with different studio owners. It always allows me, no matter the level of the clientele, I have different levels of studios that I can take you to without you having to come to my house. If I have artists with big budgets and they don't mind spending $100, $150 an hour, I have a top-notch studio for you. I wouldn't want to bring you to my home studio, right? If you're used to working out of top-notch studio. So this is why I say, of course, build your inventory at home, or, if you got a storefront or any kind of suite or a building that you want to build your studio out, build your inventory up, but make sure you have a quality studio in your pocket. Owner. The owner's in your pocket, you're in their pocket. It's business to business transaction. It's a business to business relationship. Make sure that is where you're angling your energy, right? Because it always gives you an opportunity to take your craft to the next level. If I have a major artist call me or a label call me, I have a top-notch studio I can take them to that I've worked out of for years. I'm super comfortable with the gear. I'm super comfortable with the rooms. I have templates for those rooms. And it's actually helped me in those situations. The artists that are signed with labels and the artists that are on the up and coming and they're doing big things and they have big budgets, you don't want to be stuck trying to tell them, oh yeah, I'm going to mix it at my house, or I can record you at my house. So that's major. It has helped me in my journey. Make sure you build those relationships with studio owners. The next thing I'm going to tell you would probably be get all the plugins that you can get. Get all the work you can get. When you're a freelance engineer, the only way you are going to get better is doing the work, because you don't work for a studio. You don't go in every day for 10 hours and sit in a room until somebody comes and book a session. So you have the opportunity to just sit there and just practice. When you're a freelance engineer, the only time you're stepping in the studio is somebody is booking you. Right? Because if not, then that means you're going to pay for that studio time. That studio time is coming out of your pocket because you don't work there. You're not an intern there. So focus on your craft, man. Build your inventory at home and do everything you can to get better quality. Because like I said before, eventually those artists are going to call, and you want to be able to take advantage of those type of situations. Build your craft. Build your relationship with studio owners, and I guarantee you will see a difference in your career. I guarantee you. Like I said, it's just my story. If your story is similar to mine or your background is similar to mine, I hope this helped you out. Like I said, there's no right way to do it. If you want to take the interning route, or if you want to, go work for a studio for 2 or 3 years before you get your big break and before you really kind of get your foot in the game, then by all means do that. My journey was a little different. It works for me. I hope it works for some of you guys if you guys want to emulate basically how I took my path. And yeah, man, again, it's YL from rebelears.com. refuse to sound ordinary.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Check out our website, rebelears.com, for all the cool products we have for you guys. Follow us on social media, Rebel Ears Podcast on Instagram, Rebel Ears on Twitter, Rebel Ears on TikTok. And I'll see you guys next time. Be safe.